The reasonable idea of God. First of all, let's go back and explain what God is. God is the idea, kind of like IKEA, the idea of a creator. Okay, that's all it is. And then let's get into, I guess, science and religion. Science and religion is separated. Okay, it's not the same thing. Okay, at all. Religion is more philosophy, and science is more test and evidence based. Think about science as mythbusters on a large scale. They discover things or they hear things they think might be true, aka myths, and they prove or disprove that myth. Okay? So now that we've done that, evolution is proven. Okay? This is a scientific fact. Okay? This is not really a discussion. It's not arguable. It's not a debate of any sort. It's not really a theory. It's a practice. It's proven. Okay? We know we came from apes, which came from monkeys, and eventually came down to a single-celled organism from Earth. And here's the problem. The problem is that religion, specifically Christianity, and I pick on Christianity a lot, is because it's the major religion in the United States, and that's where I live. So that's what I hear the most of. So that's what I fight back the most, although you can apply it to any religion. They say that God created, the Christian God, created man. Okay, well that's obviously not true because we evolved. We're an evolved species. Okay, just like the monkeys are. Just like the alligator is. Okay, we are evolved. Now we are much more intelligent than any species evolved on this earth. Of course, we don't have any evidence of outside species from other galaxies or etc., although it wouldn't be unreasonable to believe in such, but there is no evidence of it. So, for the basis of this video, I'm going to say that we are the most intelligent species alive. And if you want me to just cut that to in our galaxy or in our solar system, that's fine, I'll do that. Whatever. The idea of God, and when I say God, I don't mean any God that's documented, inspired by, or suggested by any religious content or document. I'm talking about the idea of a creator. The only reasonable usage of a God is that he created the universe. Okay? It's not that he created humans. It's not that he created Earth. It's that he created the universe. I was watching somebody speak, and it was either a comedian or maybe just somebody talking, and they explained the Big Bang Theory as everything packed inside a suitcase, and he was telling this to his son, supposedly. Maybe a fictional story, I don't know, but it has a good point. Everything was packed inside a suitcase, and one day that suitcase opened, and everything came out, and that was the Big Bang Theory. And the little kid, according to the story, asked his dad what was outside the suitcase. And that's a very, very, very good question, because nobody knows. See, what we don't understand ourselves, right here, is when we start using very superior-like beings that we cannot explain. Okay? We do know that humans came from apes, that came from monkeys, that came from a rock, that came from Earth, that came from the universe. Okay? We have iron in our blood just like there's iron at the core of the Earth. Okay? There are chemical content within us that's the same as chemical content found on other planets. We are literally, we are a part of the universe, and the universe is literally a part of us, okay, in a literal sense. But we don't know how the universe started, and scientists will not argue with you, as some scientists are religious in their God, will not argue with you that if you say that God started the universe, okay, there's no argument to that because we don't know, okay. Let's track back about 500 years ago. The Bible was, what, 2,500 years old or so. They didn't have the technology to know what we know today about evolution and about the universe. They don't know that. So it was not unreasonable It was a reasonable idea to think that God created us at that time. Now that we know that we understand evolution, that's no longer reasonable. So nowadays, it's reasonable to say that God created the universe, but it's unreasonable to say that God created us, because God did not create us. There is no God that created us. He created the universe, which in turn created the planets, created the rocks, created the species, and we've evolved from that. And I wanted to go on some more rants, but I just wanted to stick to this point that if you're to believe in a God, it's not described by any religious content, okay? When you start basing your beliefs off of books and off of documents that contain details that we can falsify, that's when your beliefs become what I call stupid. They're stupid because they're unreasonable, and unreasonable literally means stupid, okay? So, and I think it's a waste, since we are the most intelligent species right now that we know of, or at least on this earth, that we have the ability to critically think, and we have the ability to know where we came from, okay, where we came from and where everything else came from, to a point that we're wasting our mental, evolutionary advancements on such petty, stupid bullshit. Okay? So, if you want to believe at some point in time that God created the universe, a God, okay? A God created the universe, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you, and there's no scientist that's going to argue with you. Now, I personally don't think a God created the universe, but then again, I can't explain how the universe started, and that's where God comes into play, where our knowledge is at its limits. Our current testing ability is at its limits, and we can no longer explain what we, with human curiosity, would love to explain. Therefore, we push those questions off on, well, there must be a creator. And I can't argue with you at this point. In the future, hopefully we will come to understand where we came from. Maybe we will find some sort of evidence that suggests a creator, but as of right now, there's no evidence of that. There's simply not. But there's also no evidence of what happened before all the planets were started, etc. So that's what I wanted to say. That is a reasonable, or at least the most reasonable usage of the ideology of a creator at this point in time. Thank you.